Hi, Reggie here, speaking about healing America's narratives, the feminine, the masculine, and our collective national shadow. And in today's episode, following the most recent episode before this one, we're going to address development again and why development is one of the three macro areas that's necessary, I believe, in order to begin to move in the direction of doing more good than harm in the United States, but really on a global level as well. And as I mentioned briefly in the previous episode, and I've mentioned development numerous times since I began speaking about healing America's narratives, there are, the shorthand we're using is four basic developmental views. There are more nuanced and granular developmental models that this is based on that have anywhere from 8 to 12 developmental views, but these four are straightforward and they're accurate. So the earliest view is it's about me, it's me-centric. The next view is about us, it's us-centric or group-centric. The next is it's about all of us, which is a human-centric view. And the last one, the most evolved and encompassing and inclusive and complex view, is that it's about all that is. Right? I'm concerned with the planet, everything and everyone on it, and everything beyond it. Very few people in the world live at that level. The reason it's important, if you take anything in the United States now, from our violent culture, which has been established, especially, but not only gun violence. If you take major weather events now, climate change, global warming by any other name, if you take income inequality, if you take workers' rights, if you take the lack of health and caring, what I refer to rather than as a healthcare system, but the insurance, pharmaceutical, medical, government, finance, lobbying industry, because that's what it is, for-profit healthcare in the United States. If you take any of those of us who are working from a me-centric view are only concerned with how any of those issues concern ourselves. So if I have a good healthcare policy, right, if I'm far away from gun violence and violence in general, I don't know where that is anymore, but if that's possible, if I live in a temperate zone and the worst storms aren't that bad yet for me, I don't really care about those things. Now I'm speaking in generalizations here, but I'm making a point. If I live in an us-centric view, it depends on what my us is. Okay, if my us is that the Second Amendment is the most important amendment in the Constitution, then I don't really care about the deaths in schools, because I'm not going to let anybody in any way infringe upon my right to carry any gun that I want, from assault weapons back down to pea shooters. Again, being a little bit hyperbolic here to make the point. But once I get to an all of us centric view, and I really care about all human beings, and I see how these issues, lack of health and caring, a violent culture, income inequality, and I see how all of those interact and affect all people, even if my life is pretty much okay, it's harder for me to ignore those issues, and I'm more likely to get involved with them and do what it takes to get involved in a competent, rational, and emotional way. Again, emotions aren't bad, but we want to have both heart and head involved, use our rational minds, and lead with our hearts, caring about other people. So until enough of us lose our us-centrism, group-centrism as our primary identity, and move into an all-of-us-centric view, we don't lose our groups. They're just no longer primary. Until we get there, we'll continue pointing fingers, denying climate change, and believing that it's more important that I get to carry my assault weapon than it is to resolve the fact that we kill first graders in schools in this country, right? So again, that's a strong way to say it, but it's true. Right? America's culture needs help because most cultures on the planet, free democratic cultures, don't do what we do when it comes to denying climate change and shooting each other in the streets and in schools and in theaters and in malls. So thanks for tuning in. Keeping in mind that we're speaking about healing America's narratives. As always, you can find more about the book at healingamericasnarratives.com. You can buy the book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble online. You can ask your local bookseller or librarian to order the book, and you can read some 2 to 3 minute essays on Medium. Thanks, as always, for tuning in, and I'll see you the next time.